do? How you do? How you do? This is real quick in and out. What's going on? Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people of this struggle as you come on in. Know that you're in a safe space. Know that you're in a space of learning and getting learned up. Know that you're in a space of educating and being educated. Know that you're in a space for conversations, comments and concerns, questions and answers, building and destroying, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You're in a space of power and refinement, a space of justice. Know that you're in a space of love, integrity, a space where we are working on a united path towards true liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please keep all contact information in the chat for the duration of class. Please keep all funding information in the chat. Funding tags, funding links, snail mail, whatever. Fund this war effort. Keep all funding information in the chat for the duration of class and throughout the class. Please fund this war effort. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait. If you or anybody you know is in need of domestic violence counseling, please book an assessment. If you or anybody you know is in need of intimate relationship abuse counseling, please book an assessment. Learn the warning signs. What you should be alarmed by. Behaviors, characters, and characteristics that you should have your awareness heightened, alerted to. Remember, with this information, the life you save could be your own. What it do, what it do. What it do, what it do. I had to come through today, this afternoon, in this brief class. I'm trying to make it as brief as I can, but as intense and specific as I can. We have to tag the residents of New Jersey, the residents of a township that is predominantly black. Lawnside, New Jersey, South Jersey represent. Okay? Yes, we have to speak on it. I have to speak on it. It's definitely a lengthy class, but no, we're going to do this real quick. Because there was language in the video that don't sit right with me. It just doesn't. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay? I'm going to be very honest with you. So tag New Jersey, tag Pennsylvania, tag New York, tag the surrounding areas, tag your family, tag everyone within earshot, tag your classmates. We're going to get to it real quick, though. Okay? Tierra, who lives out close to the proximity of all of those invested today, first in class, the youngin' T. What's going on? Hey, Wood, what up? Lovely lady, what's going on? S. Beckles London is in the spot. Magic, what's going on, little Brett? We see you. Bushhead, what's going on? Think for yourself. Yes. Soap is in the spotty spot. What up, Soap? We see you. T. Mac 55. 55, T-Mac, 55. Gene, LA, KMU. We got Canada in the spot. The North Country first responders, stand up. We salute all first responders. Yes. Ninth, peace. Ninth, what's going on? Gressler. Cuckoo, the bag of bones, the global hustler. Coming in from Zurich, Switzerland. What's going on? Kim Williams, what's going on? Maxwell Trucking LLC. Dust Bro. Tata, what it do? Hey, Ghoster, what's going on? Hey. 1050, what's good? Ms. Latriel. Green Apples, we see you. Salute, salute. Whoa, NFNT. Salute, what's going on? See, Blaze, my sniper. Yes. Bantu. Mandinka. What's going on? You gonna find out what happened. Kenny's Unholy Grail. Mike Nice, what's going on? Angel. Yes. Emerge. What's going on? Sean Jenkins. Yeah. Jamal, Bridgeport, Connecticut, what's going on? We see you. We see you. Mrs. Rails. Mrs. Rails is in the spotty spot. What up, Mrs. Rails? We see you. Yeah, Mike Nice. Merk, what up? Jeff Sparks, what up? What's going on? Let's get to it again. If, and I'm saying if, you are easily triggered by some of the language that should be exchanged in the chat while we're having this conversation, again, if it doesn't fit, come on now. Don't put your fat toes in it. All right? Philly, what up, Philly? WMH Radio, what's good? All right? There's a hate crime that's gaining some traction. Should be viral by now. If not, it will be. Again, it was sent to me via DM with the caption, spread or repost. Now, I didn't feel comfortable, I'm going to be honest with you, reposting, because a lot of the language in the video, the way it was put together and edited, I'm going to tell you I don't agree with. But I will spread and hold this class for this information. Main chick, what's going on? You understand? I will do that. I will do that because it is becoming a consistent and common problem in our living spaces, wherever we may be. There has been an uptick of anti-melanated people's rhetoric, energy, outright attacks, and our people have to move different. Very different. The strategies of yesteryear is not going to work this time around. It's just not. And people have to feel comfortable with that. William Extra 55 for William 55. Big Red, what up? Salute. It's not going to work now. And again, like I said, I don't give more than 1/3 of what I know here in this space because, again, I have to protect myself. I do. I have to protect myself. I have to protect my team. I do. I understand that. I understand who I am, and I understand who you are. Those who have a very, very, very deep love, affection, and respect for me, That's how I carry myself and conduct myself. I'm protective of who I am, so I don't elaborate and speak as freely as I could. And I'm in the understanding of that. I'm a very, very observant person. I haven't survived in my space and energy the way I have without that. You dig? But language has to change in order for us to move forward. There has to be a very firm comprehension of what is going to take in order for us to move, and as a people evolve to where we can live our full potential. Our full potential. Or else we're getting ready to go back into the spin cycle. We're about to go back to the future. And we cannot afford that. We can't. So, while over the summer there was a lot of viral moments where we spoke on sundown towns, we spoke on these terroristic threats, we spoke on this real sentiment of white supremacy and things like that. And in class, I always make comment to the fact that there is no such thing. There isn't. That the white man is a figment of his own imagination. And when we buy into that imagination, then he is powerful over us. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. But in order to understand that, you have to have had them in your crosshairs. You have had to have them beg you just for them to be able to take the next few breaths. You had to be in a position where, as a melanated person, that you understand the power that you own. If you don't, if you've never been there, it's hard for anyone to speak you into that space. It's hard for you to get the concept to understand that we can be custodians of our own well-being. It's simple. It's not complex at all. The complexity comes into moving people into a mental space where they're going to support you, where they're going to support their own, where we're going to move around in a space of militancy, of a true united front of black people, of melanated people, to where you're not fearful. There has to be a different way that we move in these situations. And again, it starts with the simplest thing. The way I enter this space, the way I speak, the introduction, everything that I do is targeted to get you to move away from what we have been in the past, which is very cynical of each other, untrusting of each other. So the language, the supporting the war effort, right? The believing in yourself, right? The divine order, the strength. This is for real. This is very targeted and specific. So you get into a space where you have an understanding of your own power. That's key. So incidents like this do not disturb you, do not ruffle you. And if you're in that energy, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Now I'm going to run through it very quickly because it's not that deep. But how I want to show you the language and the confused space that a lot of people are in, man, I do a lot of unearthing in my therapeutic spaces when I'm dealing with people on a personal, client by client basis. You gotta unearth a lot of beliefs that are not real. So in Jersey, they had what we have to use the language specific to the situation. We have a hate crime. Now, the hate crime to some, especially people who are conscious and woke, where they have been in an area now where they shrug their shoulders to it and it is what it is type of attitude when it's truly not. Because this is the only way the bagel meisters and the bankers, the only reason why they are as powerfully organized as they are, because any small indiscretion they jump on right away. And these labels are there for a reason. Hate crimes, bias crimes, zero tolerance. We not standing for it. This is language. And when I use this language to get you into a space where you can feel good, not guilty, not fearful, but feel good about understanding your melanin, the power that you possess, is very intentional. So in this hate crime that just happened over the week, and hasn't been viral, it hasn't had this traction because it seems to be small. However, I'm very grateful and applauding the community of people who are making it known and want to get it out. I applaud their efforts. I do. However, there needs to be a language and a manifestation of our beings after that language, so they can know that we stand in solidarity with them, because that is key. Without that, it will continue and will get worse, especially in the coming weeks and months. Now, they had them in a town hall, all because the N-word was spray painted on a woman's property, on the gate, on a white gate. Again, the American dream, the white picket fence, the white gate. The N-word, and I believe it was I guess they tried to scribble the hand gesture of a middle finger or whatever it was. It was some type of image at the end of it. Big, bold, black letters, N-word. Okay. Again, we've been conditioned to minimize that word over the last few decades. We hear it in the music, utilize it ourselves, allowing white people to use it. Latino people have been specific in their affinity for it. Okay? These people, though, in this community didn't take it as just a matter of fact, as a shoulder shrug. Let's see. The hateful message was spread across this woman's fence, which faces busy Evesham Avenue running through town. It was a devastating blow to the predominantly black town, which holds the mantle as the first self-governing African-American municipality north of the Mason-Dixon line. So this is a historic town. This township is predominantly black. We have the Peter Mott House here. The Underground Railroad ran through here. So for those who are old enough, who have researched enough, who have actually lived in this township, which was designated a safe space. In the words of one of the elders in the video, this is the space where it was hidden and the oppressors couldn't get to it. So now for this township to have somebody emblazon the N-word on this young woman's property who sits in the middle of one of the busiest avenues through the town, yo, they felt the waves. Now, when we say predominantly black, we don't know how many others live there. I haven't done that research. And for me, I'm going to say this, for me, it matters not. The simple fact that it was done is enough for me. As I tell you all the time, when you control space and time, whether it's physically, whether it's in somebody's mind, you win wars. So this spraying of the word triggered these towns, traumatized them, and brought them to a space where they are alerted and on the ready. So we had different members of the community in the town, elders, middle-aged, very few youth. Hans' neighbor, Mark J., has lived in Lawnside all his life. The retired police officer says while he can remember some instances of racism he experienced while growing up, nothing like this has happened any time recently. That was a while ago. Since then, I can't recall anything of that magnitude that I know about, Jay said. Jay says he thinks the incident like this will likely have people on alert for a while. Sadly, we're living in some tough times right now, and so does the possibility exist it could happen again. I'd be naive if I said it couldn't happen again, Jay said. This is an elder. Still, Jay and Hans believe this incident has brought an already tight-knit community even closer. On Monday, when Philadelphia News spoke, she said she was surrounded by family and friends, all there to lend support. Hines, this is the woman, said she's even had a few pressure washing companies reach out offering to clean the fence for free. She believes that the coming together sends a powerful message during a trying time. Okay? I'm here. I still have love in my heart. Even though something like this was done to me, I still love everybody. Love is winning, not hate. Hines said the borough itself acted quickly to remove the messages from her fence, but the stains and scars from the hate-filled message remain. Lawnside police were at Hines' home Monday to check out her yard and speak with her inside her home. Hines said she believes law enforcement is taking the case very seriously. Hines says she does have cameras behind her home, but she wasn't sure what they'd shown on the other side of the fence where the message was painted. She confirmed prosecutors have that video. Again, in the language that she's using is troublesome for me. This has always been the position when it comes to us. No one else. No one else. Okay? No one else. This is the message. Now, in the town hall, in the clips, videos that I was sent, we had an elder speaking on the history of the town. We had, again, like the retired officer speaking on being raised in the town. Now, we had others talking about solutions, and the main consensus of it was that they should join the NAACP. Everybody there should join the NAACP and move, allowing that to be the leadership, galvanizing the men in the community to have watch groups and the such. There was even a young man at the end of the video speaking because he was one of the few young people there, and he wanted young people who stand out, who are on the blocks, who are in the community to be more proactive so things don't like that don't happen. Again, I'm coming from a purely military street background. One who was raised under Black Panther Party principles, BLACK principles, okay? And NAACP, nah. Still having love in my heart or in, nah. Brothers running around neighborhood watching, nah. For me, no. But I understand where people are. Believe me, I understand where people are. And I know that a lot of people aren't as radical and on the ready as I am. Just not there. And I get that. Okay? I get it. I also understand what we lack. Because just the very basic of our life and how we're moving, right? And 2 decades and a half into this new century, we still don't have the basics down. We're not teaching our women and children, and damn, some of our peers, what safety looks like, what militancy is when it comes to us. We don't. Because I always ask people, like, when you leave your dwelling, how safe are you? How safe are you in your community among your own people? Do you know all these knuckles in your community by face? Do you know them by name? Do you know them by habit? Do you know which one is a weed head? Do you know which one sniffs dope? Do you know which one is a coke head? Do you know which one is just a little bit off base mentally? And I'm telling you, I know people don't. They don't know. I know people who don't know their next door neighbor. I'm serious. Don't know what's going on in the house right next door. Never mind 4 or 5 houses down the block. I'm telling you right now. I know that for absolute fact. That people don't even know I live on this block and don't know me. I know that for a fact. Real talk. Real talk. As accessible as I am, as approachable as I am, I know it. Because everyone lives in a different dynamic up here, as if we all are not going to suffer from the same circumstances should it pop off like that. Because we have been divided by what island you're from, by what church you attend, by what mosque you go to, by your age, by who you work for, by if you're in the lodge or union, separated. So there can be no balance when it comes to militancy and an attack from the outside. It just is what it is. And then when we do group up, there's always one or two in the crowd. Then in the video, what was said? No, we don't want a race war, so we need to have other cultures involved. Done. Because the other cultures is the ones who wrote the N-word. So now you allow the enemy in. So when it's told, speak on it. Listen, I am very hesitant because people don't know me. They don't understand me for real. I have no qualms about war at all. Whether it's on a global scale or it's block by block. No one should ever feel comfortable enough to even think that they can scratch the N-word on any property, anywhere where we reside. I mean, let's be honest. Whoever wrote that damn sure didn't write F the Bloods, F the Crips. They didn't do that because they might have suffered severe consequences. They might have been too scared to let that shit be found out. Because in that grouping, they know what comes with disrespecting one of them. So they know they could write the N-word and go ahead and keep it moving. You understand? They know that black people as a group, as a nation, is not going to run through. Is not going to go back and look and really do the investigative work and allow severe consequences at their own hands. You understand? Everybody knows that. Everybody knows you could disrespect black women. You can miseducate black children. You can do anything to our elders. Nobody bat an eye. That's common knowledge. You can do it. You can get away with it because we've been conditioned to allow it to happen. There's a conditioning that we have been going through. That when a black person, a melanated person, steps out into the world, they're on defense. The world isn't theirs. They live under and in very, very minimal free movement in the white world. It causes folk to be hesitant. No one else moves like that. The Chinaman steps out of his dwelling and goes about his business. The Indian man. steps out and goes about his business. You understand? The old faith steps out and the world is his. He's not on defense. The institutions do not put him in a space of fear. He even knows that he can step out his dwelling and break the law and is not fearful. The melanated person is scared. And when he isn't scared, he is code switching so he can live amongst them. Knowing that as long as he doesn't seek to be better than, to replace them, that he's fine. When you are consistently in that space, you're done. Shanita Jones, much appreciation. Much appreciation for funding the war effort. They haven't done anything. But again, we are in a space when things are done to us that's doing something is better than nothing. This is what, because you have every opportunity to really do more. You do. But again, the conditioning that our people sit in from when you were born is one of fear. It is one of uneasiness. And you beat it into your children. You beat it into your women. Your women beat it into the men. So you don't step out into this space. You don't step out into your being. Your manifestation of your being is handicapped. White folk understand that. Some. And it is weaponized. It is weaponized against you. Therefore, what I say falls on deaf ears. It falls on deaf ears because there has to be an understanding. That is why political education is so important before the militancy. You have to build the soldier before you can give him the banger. If you don't, then he will freeze in the face of his enemy. That's what basic training is about. They build you up as a soldier. So when you're confronted with the enemy, there's no hesitation. Black folk have to build that. It is on the leadership to do that. It is on woke, conscious, militant folks to do that. If they don't, and they haven't, you don't hear it on social media. You don't hear it on YouTube. You don't hear that militancy. You don't. You know, you hear people talking about different doctrines, religious, spirituality, goddamn vegan nuts and bolts and all type of weird shit. You don't hear militancy. You don't hear the growing of a purpose of a people. So you got people playing with you, playing in your face, but very serious with it. Very serious with their intention to put fear in your heart. Now people could gather around and go to CCC meetings and have town halls, and it's all good in theory. But if there's no new strategy of militancy within these groupings, what are you doing? What are you doing? If you're going to use the same strategies that was used in the 50s and 60s and 70s, okay. With this new administration coming in who's making an attempt to push people back to the 50s, 60s, and 70s, okay. A little paint of N-word on a fence is nothing compared to what's going to come. It's just that simple. Because nobody's looking for whoever did it for the true reasoning they should be looking for them for. We're not speaking justice. We're not speaking an arrest and prosecution. No. When it comes to people who has transgressed against that community like that, somebody should be breaking that person's arm. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Someone's arm should be snatched out of its socket. I mean, you wanted to instill fear, right? Okay? Okay, so we're going to give you the fear that you wanted us to have. And when people are fearful, they take action. That's it. Now again, to each his own. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not. I'm not with the great. There's no great areas. And why? Because like others have been conditioned to be fearful through their life experience, I've been conditioned to be a warrior. Because white folk wanted me to be like them. So I'm going to be like you. You want war? We're going to give you that. But on our terms. Under our conditions, when we can win. We're not going to advertise. You're not going to know we're angry. We're not having no town hall. We're not bringing anybody to you. We're going to war. We're going to really get busy. We're going to really secure our women and children properties. All of that. And people have to learn not to play. That's it. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? I tell you all the time, we have the potential to be greater every minute that passes. We have the potential to learn. We have the potential to love, the potential to grow every 5 seconds. You have the potential to be greater than you once were. No one has the power or authority to take that potential away from you. No one. No one. You were born here with that potential. Anyone who makes an attempt to stymie that potential, you have every right to take them out. That is your divinity. You are not here for anybody to do whatever they want to do to you. That teaching is out of here. If you're in the Bible and it tells you that, you're in the wrong channel here. If a Quran is telling you that, you're in the wrong channel here. We don't sit in those doctrines here. No one has power or authority over you. You relinquish that shit. You got it in your mind to give that to somebody. Foolishly. Because you have one life. You have one existence here. Nobody's supposed to talk reckless to you, to lay hands on you, to even believe that. You got to push that energy up out of you. Do you understand that? If people believe that they can do something to you, they will do it. If people believe that they can do something to you, they will do it. Whether they plot among others and do it, whether they themselves plotting in their own head, when people believe that, they're going to do it. If they believe they can cheat you, they're going to do it. If they believe they can scam you, they're going to do it. If they believe they can take some from you, they can punch you. If they believe that, they're going to do it. And white folk have that inner belief that they can do what the fuck they want to do to you. When are you going to shift that belief? When are you going to shift that? When are you going to really, really love yourself? Love has no boundaries. There's no limitations. There's no hesitation. When you love yourself, you do for self. You work out for yourself. You feed yourself. You clothe yourself. You work. You prosper. You read for you. Because you truly love yourself. You become a vessel, a soldier. That prevents that bullshit from happening when they see and feel and hear melanated people loving themselves. As the elder told them in that town hall. Farrakhan said the real weapon of mass destruction is the uniting of black people. I'm not telling you nothing new. I'm just in an unfamiliar package. I'm not tied up. I'm not bow tied up. I'm not in no daishiki. I'm not in none of that shit. I'm as real and as raw as you gonna get. But you heard it before. Now, whether you listen or not is on you. I'm going to tell you again. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. No, I'm telling you, absolutely no act of aggression or threat to you should ever be ignored or tolerated. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Classroom assistants, much appreciation for holding it down. Much appreciation for holding it down. Salute, peace, and power. Come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. If you out and about, I'm telling you, shift your energy, man. If somebody believes that they can do something to you, they're going to try it. That's science that I'm giving you from the street. That's straight East New York. We don't let nobody believe that shit, you gonna hesitate. You gonna think. Hold up. Don't allow it. But be for real about it. In order to do that, you got to be right. Physically, mentally, spiritually. You can't do it. It's not just something you're going to do. You have to build it. Eat right, rest, stress-free, militancy, everything. Soldier up. Okay? You hear me? You are worthy. You are worthy. Anything and everything in this space. From here to Jupiter, this is all you. Don't let nobody believe nothing can happen to you or that you're allowing it. No, it don't work like that. Much appreciation. We'll see y'all later on. You understand? You want to see y'all later on. KJ, much appreciation for funding the war effort. I love my people. I love my people. Strategize and get right. Get this belief out of people's head that they just can dismiss and do anything they want to you. That shit ain't real. 55, gang. Damn, get y'all grades up.